Hello, it's Jesse here, and we were kind of at a standstill on this Triumph Tiger here for a moment, so we started digging out some of my stuff. I got a project I want to get started on doing too. You know, we got a lot of projects going on right now, so it's not like you can't ever have enough projects all at once going. You know what I mean? So we got this Triumph Tiger we're trying to finish up here, which is there's no holdbacks in that right now. It's turning out really well. Earlier video we were talking about this Norton here, how it had like a noise in the lower end. So I think it's the main bearings. So we're gonna dig into that, put some different main bearings in it, and hopefully we can the noise to go away. Hopefully we won't need nothing else along the way. Well, this other project I'm been working on is that 40UH. It's kind of like on standstill right now for wanting to lift also. So we got these three bikes wanting to be on the lift. We got the Tiger to finish up here, and the Norton wants to go on the lift to get motor worked on, and then that Harley, we start putting that 40 Harley together, we're gonna need to be on the lift also. And I only got one lift offhand. So anyway, so in the meantime, we're gonna work on this other project, kind of in the background with all this other stuff we got going on. So let's go check it out and talk about it. Okay, so the next project we're going to be working on is this old panhead here. This is kind of just the motor sitting here right now. We when I bought this, I kind of got the motor with all tore apart just like this, kind of in a couple boxes. Came with a bunch of Colony kits here that help you rebuild the motor, get it back together. A lot of like final build stuff. So that'll be nice. Came with all this stuff. What I also got was like the frame, a front end. The front end was kind of weird. I'm not really sure what the wall was, but it did have the original like Hydroglide triple trees, and luckily they're not chrome plated like so many were done. These are black yet, so it's gonna be a lot easier to clean up and make them more original. But anyways, this is the 1956 Harley Davidson FLH panhead, and we're gonna be restoring a motorcycle and putting it back to kind of some glory looks to it. Yeah, so it's gonna be a large project, kind of like the 40UH is, and kind of like that Triumph 71 Triumph Tiger is. So in the background of all the other stuff going on, this motor is going to go together, and we'll be documenting all that. And anyways, this is not going to be, 100-point judged, going to a nationals or whatever and having this thing judged and everything. I'm going to do this bike as close to like what a 56 should look like, but yet be custom in a way with a lot of different better upgrades to it and so on. But anyway, so I'm just going to kind of do an overview of this new project here I've been getting ready to start on after I dug it all out. And anyways, we're not going to go into total detail on all the intricate little things about panheads and this one in particular, but I want to just do a little overview here of this pile of stuff here. So what I got when I bought this basket case from this guy, I got the frame, that front end I was just mentioning, an oil tank that had a dent in it, and a couple original chrome wheels. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be able to do with the wheels. I might be able to recuperate the star hubs, but I'm not sure yet. I might need all new wheels. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and just start talking about some of the parts here and stuff. Alright, so let's talk about the heads first off. These heads are actual 1956 casting heads. They got the 56 casting marks here on the top here. It's got the part number -56 front, and these are both 56s. So it has this one over here has, of course, the same thing, but part number with the rear. Of course, this is the good casting. It has the nine fins across top here. Older ones had 6. Earlier castings, they had the casting marks underneath here where the push rod tubes come in, and they arranged all over the place. But anyways, 55 and 54s, they had like 6 bolts or 6 screws holding them in. This has got, 56 has the 12 bolts. They brought that back. Has the casting marks here for the month and the year it was made, and they're both from 1960, so that's kind of a match set here. It's like August of 60, and then over here it shows like 3, so March of 60. These are stainless pans, rocker covers, and I believe from everything I read in the Palmer book and this fancy book over here, Panhead book here, it's a pretty nice book. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, it all says that 57 or 56 was the last year of the stainless pans. They went to aluminum in 1957. D-rings, which hold the pans down. They this one here is the later one, of course, because it has the 12 holes. But when this came out in 54, to fix the leaking problem, they didn't work. But it was because the 6 bolts was the problem, not this. Because when they put 12 in it, it worked out great. So this is the Dash 54A. So this is the superseded one with the 12 holes. That came with the group also. These heads aren't perfect, and so is the case. Case isn't perfect either. We'll talk about that in a minute here. But the case here, or the heads here, heads here. The guy put new springs in, keepers, retainers, and valves on both the front and the rear head, and was getting them all ready. And some of these screw holes must have been messed up because he tried helicoiling them, and the helicoils aren't in properly here. They're hanging out quite a bit in some of them. So we'll fix that up. The underneath here, where the combustion chamber is really good shape, not all banged up, dinged up, or cracked like so many happen. So hopefully these stay good for a while I'm running this thing. I'm missing a stud here or there. This one, I'm missing one stud. I think it's this one here, and this one had all the studs. Yeah, got a couple studs that are hanging out a little bit too far. We'll get them in. Put new flex lock special nuts on it, hold these down. But this has got original rocker group here, and these are aftermarket looking. But anyway, I think they're in pretty good shape. We'll check that all out as we're building it. I'm not going to talk about it all right now. But anyway, so I'll just cover these back up for now, and then so let's talk about some more stuff here. So the Colony stuff was all nice and fine and dandy, and great additive to this, because a lot of stuff's expensive and really good stuff too. It's all made in America and really good stuff. So I don't really get a lot of that other stuff. I like to use this stuff for the motors and stuff, especially with like the 40 Harley. I did a lot with that, with stuff from Colony for that as well. Unfortunately, this bike, when I got it, the group of stuff I got did not have a transmission. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a tank shift or a foot shift bike yet. But in this book here, goes into really deep detail about all Panhead stuff by the year, stuff that was going on during the year, and what all the different changes throughout the year. So this is kind of what a 56 looks like. Really nice looking bike there. The title originally for this bike that I have was Black and Red. It said Black and Red for the color. Now, that was not a color combination for 56, but I kind of like how black and red looks together. So I'll probably do the same paint scheme, but with red on the main color and black on that flash part right behind the tank badge. So now this bike here in this picture, I don't know if I think it's a tank shift bike, because the lever that's on the handlebars there is on the left side. You'd think that would be a clutch, but there's one missing on the right side. So what they actually did back then, all these older bikes, they put the front brake on the left, and then they didn't have nothing on the right. And you had your foot on the right for foot brake. You had a rocker clutch. So I'm thinking this here is a tank shift bike. Now, I'm not really sure what, like I said, I'm not really sure what my, what this bike originally was. And it probably don't matter, so I'll probably build it however I want. But I'm going to kind of stick to some stock style shifting. So I either got to decide foot clutch or hand clutch. I have a mouse trap that came with this, but I can always use that. But I like how tank shifts look. so I mean, anyway, I'm not sure yet. But anyway, what else we can talk about here? So the rest of these parts here. So when I got this group of stuff, got the tappet blocks, lifter stools, whatever you want to call them. A cam cover. Original cam covers were cast. This one here has been chrome plated, so I really think this guy was building a chopper out of it, because it had like extended forks. A chrome cover here. A lot of this Colony stuff in here is chrome. I don't believe a lot of the stuff originally was chrome on this bike, but it doesn't hurt to have the motor all dressed up in nice chrome pieces here and there. I came with a lot of all the chest parts here, the gears and stuff. The Timken dual tapered roller bearing goes on the left side. That happened in 55, I believe. And then, so of course this is a 56, so it got that. This is a nice upgrade for power and stuff, compared to the original older ones that had the older roller bearings and cages and stuff, and they weren't really good for thrust and stuff. Guy had this cam, Andrews Performance Cam. It's a number 2 Andrews cam. So it has a higher duration and a little bit higher lift than the stock Victory cam that came out in 56. So with the FLH engines, just a little overview here on that real quick, and then we'll move on to some other stuff here and we'll get on to working on things. But FLH engines, they got the Victory cam, which was a better, stronger cam than what came originally with like the FLs, 74, you know. And the other thing that was also on the FLHs, they had ported and polished intakes ports, which I don't really know for sure if these are like that or not. I haven't really looked into that yet. It doesn't really matter much, but anyways. So the intake port, I just showed you the exhaust port next to it, but intake port's over here. And it's the O-ring style. Of course, this is the newer style. It all changed in the middle of somewhere in the mid 40s too, or 50s also. I mean, because before that, it was a plumber style where they threaded on, and which dated back all the way to the knucklehead era. So I mean, this is moving forward here, better sealing. So that was the consideration with that when they went to this. So anyway, let's talk about the cases, I guess, here. I guess that'll be next. Alright, so talking about the cases here now. We're going to start off on the left side. I got kind of bolted together right now, but anyways, we'll just talk about the different halves, and then we'll go on from there. So anyways, case half here on the left side is, you know, it's not perfect. We got some flaws here and there. Got a little bit of imperfection there we can fix up or have fixed up. Got a friend that's really good at aluminum welding that can fix that up for me, hoping. And threads are pretty good. Threads here on this timing hole plug here, they're really good. The threads here that hold the primary cover, inner primary cover on, are in good shape. They're all the way through, and they're not. I don't think there's anything missing on them. The threads on the left bearing piece here are really good. Not all banged up. Otherwise, I think all the rest of these bolt holes on the left side are really good shape. Even that's plugged on here, threads and stuff good. So this will be nice, easy clean up. Onto the right. Now, the right side has a Torrington roller bearing in it. Now, that was an actual stock thing that happened in 1958. But there's a lot of people out there that rebuild these motors and stuff, and they upgrade that bearing there to be a Torrington bearing, roller bearing, because it's better than the bushing that was in there. So then you just have to groove out the top here so it can get oil in there to the cam, and then from there on. But this is not a 56 right case, and how you can tell that is the fact that this bearing race down here is larger than what it was in 56, and the telltale sign of it not being a 56 case is the fact that it's missing the base perch here for the 3-brush generator that would sit here and get strapped down to. So this is a different later case. It's a Harley case because it has the casting number on the inside. But anyway, this has been line bored by a Harley dealership back in the day, 50 plus years ago, because they matched it here with these indicators. They're like 7s. And the other thing was belly proof stamps that talk about how they were, well, I got it upside down, but anyways, this stamp sequence here was a proofing indicator of the fact that it was line bored and together as a group, and these numbers match. So anyway, so that happened like back in the day. People would have problems with one of their sides of their cases. If it was a left, it would have to go back to the factory because they'd have to restamp the VIN back in, because the VIN, and I thought right away this is all weird looking, but the 56 VIN looks like that. The 6 looks like that originally. Of course, I got it taped off on the back here for preference, personal reasons, but anyways, it's got the FLH there. It's showing the model, the year, and then your sequence number back here. So, or series number. But anyway, these are special stamps from the factory that they're certain shapes. They changed a little bit throughout some of the years. Shapes of the 6s, like in particular, this is how the 6 looked in 56, according to a lot of the documents I've read and looked at. Just prove that it wasn't weird. And then, and also this stamp here, when you take it to the dealership and they would read line board at the dealership or whatever back in the day, they had stamps that would do this as well. I mean, see, this is why they ain't perfect. It's a nice set. I believe they're line board in the matching set because they were done together. But it's not 56 right, but so it's not perfect. And it's not a big deal. I'm gonna do the best I can with what I have to work with here, and we'll make it amazing if we can get it all to work out right. So what happened is in 1958, when this side got larger, had larger, more bearings that would roll in there, and anyways, to make this work, we have to put a 58 flywheel in here, because it has the 58 had the same shaft as the 56 does for the left side, but then a 58 crankshaft or flywheel has this for the gear shaft. It has the 58 style one, so it shouldn't be no big deal, because in 58 it had the same stuff on the left side. It's the same sprocket shaft. So anyways, it's gonna be good, because it'll be a good one anyway, because I'll have the better bearing there. I know it's a 59 because I had to put this this piece in here. I had to thread it in, and in 59 they put left-hand threads in, and that's what this screw had, left-hand threads. In 58 they're right-hand threads. So this is at least a 59, 60, 61 or a 62 just by looking at it. It's not 63 because of the fact that it doesn't have external oiler up here. So anyway, we're going to do the best we can to make this work out. It's going to be a long project. We're going to document as much of it as we can. Kind of missed out on the UH, doing a video documentary on that because I didn't really think about doing that back then when I was doing that motor. So this has got a lot of the similar stuff that we got going on with that motor as we do with this one. So we'll be able to do it this time. Yeah, so anyways, I hope you enjoyed all this, and hope to see you again soon, and stay tuned to all this going on. There's a couple other things I forgot to mention here, but I'll just mention it real quick, and then we'll be out of here. But anyways, and then move on to more things we got to work on. But the oil pump side here was in really good shape. It had a broken off stud. We fixed that a little while back when I first got this, because it really annoyed me. And the threads turned out really well. This one over here, we might have to work on that one a little bit. There's some little minor scratches here, but they're not big old deep gouges or anything, so we might be able to, that might be okay. But anyways, the boss here where the oil pump goes is in pretty good shape. So, and anyways, this is the cam cover that came with the bike, like I was saying earlier, and it has a smaller hole in the bottom here. Somebody had chrome plated this, but anyway, so the 58 gear shaft that comes through has a little part that comes out and goes into here and feeds this. So the earlier 57 and older ones, this was bigger. It was a different bushing, and it was bigger. So this is, of course, the right one for a 58 right. So explains why this was in here. And anyways, I knew that this, when I bought this thing, I knew that it was kind of like this, but it didn't really stop me because it was a good deal, and well, it's real stuff. I mean, I just got to put it all together and make it great again. So I mean, otherwise I could have bought like a aftermarket pan motor, but this has the 56 title and 56 VIN, and it's just got a mismatched right case. And if this right case doesn't work, we can always look for a 56 case, put together as a 56 again, and they'll have still not matched cases, but whatever. I'm not really worried about all that. A lot of people are, and whatever, but I want a nice rideable, dependable bike. I'm gonna have fun with it, and I'm gonna enjoy it for the rest of my life. So anyways, like everything else I got, so I try really hard to make my stuff turn out really good, and we'll see what happens with this throughout the course of the next, who knows how long it'll take to get this done. Alright, well, we're messing around with making sure all these thread holes are all in good shape. We're going to get ready to send these cases off to get cleaned, so then we can start working on it. But we want to kind of do this first, because when they clean it, they'll get all the junk that we don't get out of it. So we got a couple here we got to go through and do.
Get all four of them.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so I guess we'll see this get back in a few days, maybe weeks or whatever, and we'll start messing with it again. But for now, we're just gonna go through all these threads and make sure they're all clean. We're using a standard tap and a bottoming tap. Some of these holes are bottomed out. What that means is there's no access after the threads, so we need to get all the threads cleaned up. So,
like a blind hole.
Like, yeah, blind hole is another way of saying it. So, and then we got a die here also that we might have to, do some studs. We might remove these studs, but we don't know yet. We might just run them in because we've got a couple that are out a little bit compared to the rest. We'll see. So anyway, see you again soon.